Hey everybody, welcome to chapter one of Access. I want to kind of give you I'm going to walk through chapter one, but I want to stop well, not stop, but I want to talk about what Access is. It is a database in the same way that Workday is a database that holds all of our information and lets us retrieve that information. Maybe I need to know how many students are majoring in entrepreneurship. Workday knows that information and can pull it for me. There is a million purposes in a database, but being able to store information and retrieve it based on certain types of stipulations ultimately is what a database does. There's a million other things that it does, but big picture, it holds all this information and it gives us a way to retrieve it and do necessary things with it depending on what our jobs are. I would dare say that most industries, most businesses, and most jobs use a database in some way. They probably aren't using Access, but they are using other databases. And databases, for the most part, do the same things. Sometimes you have to tell it to do it in a different way than you're used to, but you know that you put the information in the database and you can tell it to retrieve it in a report or a query or a form or a document of some sort. A lot of people look at Access and it looks completely foreign to them. That's okay. You're going to look at it and some of it's going to look similar to Excel. You're going to see cells in little boxes. Some of it will be similar, but the similarities kind of stop there. So I want you to think like you're a business owner, and for every single customer that buys something from you, you're recording and storing their name, their address, their phone number, what they bought, if it was clothing, maybe what their sizes were. That's beneficial to a business owner because if you sell tennis shoes for a living and all of a sudden you have too many Nike tennis shoes on the shelves and you need to move some stock, you can pull up who has bought Nikes in the past and offer them a special discount rate or something. If you have an Etsy store and you want to offer a discount to previous buyers, Etsy, the internal database inside of Etsy will let you, as the business owner, send out that sale invoice or sale notice to hopefully encourage them to buy. It's not always about buying and purchasing. That's one example of how a database can be used. Every time when it's time to add classes for the next semester, I pull up a report that shows all the entrepreneurship majors and I send them an email that says, hey, it's time to be advised and add classes for next semester. I'm your advisor. Um, Let me help you do that. Whatever. It is a database instead of Workday, which is what Workday is. Um, and it helps me retrieve that information seamlessly to where I'm sending one message, but it's going to 100 students. There's tons of other ways to use a database, but in the basic gist of it, just know we have to input data. In this case would be customer information or student information, and input it in an organized fashion so that we can retrieve it. Okay? Keep that in mind as we go along. And Access chapter one is going to be one of those. I'm going to tell you to do it more than once. Look, I know you're here to get your grade and move on. I don't know of any job that doesn't use some sort of a database. Even auto mechanics, when they're putting in the information for the cars that they're working on, that's in a database. So I don't know that any of us are going to be spared from working inside of a database. This gives us kind of a firsthand look at doing that on its most basic level. So don't anyone panic, okay? Don't anyone freak out. If you look at this and it looks foreign, that's fine. Just keep going, Okay, I'm going to share my screen. All right. It says Microsoft Access is the leading PC-based database management software in both personal and business market. It helps you organize and manage personal, business, and educational data in something called a database. It makes it easy for you to ensure the data is accurate, organized, and usable. We are going to start learning how to use all of that. So I want to go ahead and get us started. Organizations can generate tremendous amount of data. Think about all of the pieces of data that is captured by FedEx. It is an organized collection inside of integrated and related tables. It holds this information and then it organizes it in a way that we need it to be organized. Okay. Now the Access interface itself is going to look very similar to other Microsoft products, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. It's going to have the tabs at the top. It's going to have the groups below each tab, and there's going to be buttons, some of which you're going to be familiar with. There'll be, there's a lot of similarities in that. And then we're going to have tabs and buttons and groups and all the other things that are unique to Access. So let's keep that in mind. I want to get us started on our first, let me try, and I'm going to try to talk us through it, okay? So it says modify the navigation pane category and group filter. So here's what Access looks like. Set the navigate to category, tables, and related. It says click the navigation pane arrow to the right of all Access objects. Select the tables and related views. Tables and related views. Change the filter by setting to all tables. Let's keep going. Create a new blank database. I don't know why SIMnet had a start in that navigation pane. I think this is where you need to start. Create a new blank database named PPA12. Click the File tab, select New, click Blank Database. Type PPA12 and then click Create. Let's keep going. So here's what our database looks like. Now, in the classes group, rename the table class list to classes. Right-click the class list table, click Rename, type classes, and press Enter. Rename classes, Enter. Okay, so we've got it named. Now back up a database. Save a backup of the database and accept the file name suggested. Click the File tab, click Save As, click Backup Database in the Save Database As section. Backup Database. And then click Save As. Then click Save. Create a new table in the Datasheet view. Click the Create tab up here at the top. Remember, we have different tabs. File, home, create, external data, database tools, okay? Home is very familiar to you, probably. Some of the home tab will be the same as in Word and Excel. All right, so we're in Create. Now click the Table button, and let's keep going. Edit the default primary key. Double-click the ID field, type IMP ID, and press the down arrow key. So double-click EMP ID. Press the down arrow key. Navigate to the Table Fields tab. Click Data Type and select Short Text. Continue. All right, now we're going to add new field names. See if I can get it on there. Click the arrow next to the column with the header. Click to add. Select short text. Type first name. Notice there's no spaces, and click enter. Let's keep going. Using the datasheet view, select the caption of the selected field to first name. Set the description. All right. Click the name and caption button. Tabs fields. I'm sorry, I can't read. Table fields tab, properties group. Type the first name in the caption property. Please first name. Click OK. In field size, type 25. Press enter. Some data may be lost. Click yes. Continue. So ultimately what we're doing is we're setting up the database from scratch. So we're creating our own inside and we're telling it what we need. We need an employee ID, first name, last name, branch, title, department, start date, base month salary. So obviously this is an HR database maybe that we're creating. Save the table with the name employees. File, save, type in employees. Click OK. Continue. Now we're going to open a table. File, open. It's on the side, my bad. Continue. Add records in a table. Add 101 to the employee ID field and move to the next. So right here, we're going to type, whoops, click the wrong button. Let's try again. 101. And let's keep going. Open the employees table. Oops, still have to do it again. Continue. Append the file to the employees table. So we're connecting a file from Excel. Click the New Data Source, External Data tab, Import and Link. New data source from File. Select Excel. Click Browse. Select this one, Central Sierra Data. Click Open. Select Append a copy of the record to the table. This one. Click OK. Next. Finish. Close. All right, so now we've got all of this data that we had put in Excel that we're now putting here. Notice that the names of the top of the columns all match. So you can connect Microsoft products together like that. Use the navigation buttons to move to the next record. Y'all may see it on the screen. I do not see the next record button. Click the next record button. View. All right, let's go back. Guide me. Oh, down at the bottom. Down here. My bad. There we go. Use the navigation button to move to the last record. Oops. There we go. Navigate directly to the 7th record using the navigation buttons. Click the current and type 7. Well, you could have done it the other way too. There we go. Use the navigation buttons to move directly to the 1st record. It's this right here. I don't know if you're watching this arrow. Great. Modify the field order. Click the branch field. Right here. Click and drag the branch field to the right of the title field. That wasn't it. There we go. Notice that black line that popped up? All right, let's continue. Change the width of the base monthly salary field to be just wide enough to show all of the salaries, but not wide enough to show the field name. Note the salaries are currently pound signs. So you just need to drag and widen it, but there you go. So you drag, hold, you click hold and drag. Find data in a table using the search box. Click the search box at the bottom of the window down here and type health. So here. All right. Use the drop-down list. Sort the start date from newest to oldest. Sort the start date from newest to oldest. Done. Sort data in a table on multiple adjacent fields. Sort the record. Let's see, click the branch field, branch, and drag to the department field to select both. No, I did it wrong. Hang on. Not what I'm trying to do. There we go. Click the descending button, home tab, sort and filter, descending. Continue. Filter data by selection. Show hint. Click the insurance agent cell in the title field for employee 103. Click the selection button. Select equals insurance agent. Click the insurance agent cell. Click the selection button. Equals insurance agent. And so it pulled up just the insurance agents from that field. Filter data using a text number or date filter. Click the drop-down arrow to the right of the title field. Hover the mouse over the text filters and select Contains. Type Assistant. All right, we've made it to the end. I went through it kind of fast. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go back through it again, and I want you to pause and read the chapter. So when I went through the video, I clicked continue to take me to the next one. For what you need to do, make sure that you're also reading. So instead of click continue, click close. That way it takes you back to the chapter. I want you to read. Most of us don't know Access. Most of us aren't as familiar with databases. You really, 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 really need to read the chapter this week more than once of all the weeks, okay? So don't get overwhelmed. If you need my help, I'm happy to walk through it with you. I will talk to you soon, and thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.